A police officer in Montreal under scrutiny tonight after he was caught on video speaking harshly to a homeless man. Montreal's police department has described the officer's actions as inexcusable. Meanwhile, they say the man who was threatened is known to police. He has a history of mental illness and has now been convinced to go to a hospital. Well, to put the story in perspective, let's go live to Montreal. The CBC's Nancy Wood joins us tonight. And Nancy, we've been told there's more to this story than what we see in that brief video. What do we know about what led to the altercation?
Ian, what we know is that there were several calls from people who in the Jean Talon Metro, and they were complaining about this man. They say he was very aggressive with people asking for money. So after the police got a few calls from the public and from Metro security saying, please get him out of here, they arrived on the scene. They say they tried to convince him to get in the back of the car so that they could take him somewhere warm. He refused. Then they started talking to him about other alternatives. He didn't want to know about anything. And they say it was at that point that that officer started talking to him in that tone. And the Montreal Police Department says, as you said, unacceptable, inexcusable behavior. And the officer was called on the carpet for it and was talked to today. We don't know what kind of disciplinary action there will be, if any. But they're trying to say there was more to the story than met the eye. And then afterwards, he was, later on, he went back into the Metro because the guy who was filming this all felt sorry for him, gave him a sweater, somebody else gave him some money, they convinced him to go inside. And then later in the evening, he became a problem again in the Metro. The police were again called, and that time they did manage to convince him to go to hospital.
And Nancy, you brought this video to our attention last night as it went online. It's received a lot of attention. And what are people saying?
Well, it was amazing. One of the first reactions was the Montreal Police Department, and I was stunned by that because they were so fast. I think they were saying, we know about this video and we're working on it before most of Montreal knew about it. But then it went viral. It's been everywhere. People have been talking about it. What's interesting, I find, when you go online, not hearing the media pundits and, you know, I mean, the mayor says it's unacceptable. People who work at the homeless say it's surprising because the police are generally really good and they have special squads getting people in out from the cold. But when you go online and you read the comments, a lot of people are very sympathetic to the police officer, and they say, we don't know everything that went on. We don't know how hard he tried to convince the man, and maybe the officer was really just trying to get him to go inside and be warm and sort of saying, if you stay out here and you keep doing this, that's when I'll take this action. And of course, you can see from the video, the officer doesn't lay a hand on him and is talking to him. But, you know, I think Montrealers are really divided. The opinion makers are saying it's absolutely unacceptable, but I think a lot of Montrealers are saying we don't know the whole story and let's not be so hard on the police because of one officer and one moment in his intervention with this man.
It's always nice getting your perspective on these stories. Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.